Hi, everyone. Welcome to The 60 Project, a podcast produced by Livewire Productions in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is a podcast about navigating our 60s. I'm Tracy Thomas, and I just finished my first film, a featured documentary called My First and Last Film, where I sought out to learn more about turning 60, talking to 60-year-olds, and dealing with the loss of my mother and my filmmaker partner and boyfriend, Dennis Peters. But even when I finished the film, I didn't feel like I was done interviewing people in their 60s. I wanted to learn more about what's next. And this is where the 60 Project begins, a podcast where I ask people about the big ones, about death, dying, love, loss, and about recognizing yourself even better with every passing day. Hi, good morning, everybody. Tracy Thomas here, coming to you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. We're still in May of 2020. We're still in a pandemic, and the world is kind of in an upheaval right now. So everybody just be kind to one another, be kind to yourselves, and that's all I have to say about that. Everybody knows what to do, kind of. I have a very special guest today. She's a childhood friend. We've known each other since birth, sort of. Well, our mothers were in the hospital at the same time, I think. And think how weird that is. I mean, they were in the hospital like days and days back then. Now they kick you out. Anyway, she's a childhood friend, and we grew up together. We went to school together, high school together. A real delight to have my friend Janel, all the way from Venice, Florida. Venice, right?
Yes, Venice.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here, by the way. I appreciate you taking the time.
Hi, Tracy. I'm happy to be here. Thank
Good.
you.
Sure, of course. So how are you doing with all this pandemic stuff? Are you faring okay? Are you healthy and, blah, blah?
Yeah, I think I'm doing great. I'm finding out that I like myself.
Wow, that's so interesting. Did you not like yourself before?
Well, I didn't know if I did or not. I've been alone now. I mean, I'm here alone, and I'm finding lots of things to do. Never for a minute have I been bored. But like you mentioned in earlier podcasts, lonely versus lonesome. Well, I am lonely sometimes, but besides that, I think I'm doing fine, but there's a caveat.
There's always
Venice never closed their golf courses. So I've been playing golf, which is what I love to do. So that has not changed. Okay. So I've been very fortunate.
That's awesome. And well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing all right. And I want to delve more into some of what you talked about, but the golf courses have remained open. Is that obviously they're doing it with all the right precautions and everything?
Oh yes, from the beginning. I mean,
yeah.
And I'm at a semi-private course, so I've only played here, and I trust them, and it's been great.
That's so cool. Well, yeah. I don't know. That's pretty. So you feel so, but living alone, as you know, I live alone, and many other people live alone. That's kind of challenging, isn't it? Because you can't just pick up and go out and do things and. I mean, now we can a little bit more, but I'm not so sure I want to just yet. Certain things.
Well, you can walk and run and bike around here. It's all fine, but I have yet to go to a grocery store.
Really? Not like once?
Not even once. And I got gas once, and it had been so long since I bought gas, I forgot how. It was quite embarrassing.
Right? No. I've only gotten gas once too. I mean, I live downtown. I can walk everywhere, and I don't go anywhere. Where's there to go? I don't know. And I have a gal that a woman who gets groceries for me and my next door neighbor. So
that's great.
It is great, and she's like 80, and it's like, shouldn't she be staying home? But it helps her out because her business is kind of faltering, so she needs the little extra cash. So
So that's helping somebody else, but
That's nice.
it is nice. But I have gone to the store a couple of times because I like going grocery shopping, as weird as that sounds.
I do too, but I'm afraid to right now, and that's so. And friends offer, so I say yes, please.
And how often do you get groceries?
I did Instacart once, which was like a bigger amount, but mostly friends bring me fresh vegetables and milk. That's what
Okay.
I order most of the time.
Okay.
And then,
And you're used to going out a lot because you're not, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not a big cook. So
very right, very correct. I'm not a cook.
So you're used to going out with your friends and all your social gatherings, and so that probably takes its toll as well. I mean, it takes its toll whether we're in a pandemic or not, because as you know, being alone and single and older, we tend to isolate ourselves anyway. So how's that working for you?
Well, I kind of miss it, but I get together with girlfriends we sit on their lanai and we all bring our own whatever, and we sit 6 feet apart,
Oh,
and
cool.
that's great. But I'm saving a lot of money by not going out.
Yeah, right? Seriously. That's so interesting. Well, I'm glad you're staying social. Yeah, I was going to get together with a friend yesterday, sit in the park across the street and be, 6 feet apart. And I bailed. I just woke up kind of fearful, and I apologized, and the person understood. But he said, "Yeah, it's pretty weird," and it's like, I don't know. But so we'll do it again. But
it might be different in Wisconsin than in Florida too. I mean,
but I mean, it's an open park, and I know I had to get over my little anxiety about it. So.
But you know what? Another thing about Florida is that the weather has been beautiful for this whole thing. You guys had winter in this and snow,
Right.
and this has been like perfect weather the whole time. So
right, I can't imagine. I've said this in other podcasts and just in general that if it was winter, if this was all going on in the winter, it'd be hard. Really, it's hard. It's hard now, but can you imagine being in snow and traffic can't move and there's blizzards and oh my God.
No.
You can't go outside and maybe you can't go skiing or anything. I don't know.
The ski resorts were closed down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay, well, good. And your family's all good and healthy and everybody's?
Now they are. My brother, Jeff, was actually in the hospital.
Oh, no.
For this, but he recovered in his home.
Oh my gosh.
So that was scary.
Yeah, no kidding. When you know somebody that's got it, oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm really glad he's okay. Janel has 4 brothers, which is pretty awesome. Let's talk about, Janel she was one of the first people I interviewed for my film, and she's in my film, which is called My First and Last Film, in case you don't know. So I think you did a great job in the film. And gosh, that was like what, 5 or 6
years ago? You did a great job with the film.
Well, thank you. That was like 5 or 6 years ago?
It was. I think it was in 2015.
2015. Yes, it was in, so almost 5 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, like early August, I interviewed you.
Exactly.
Me and Dennis interviewed you.
Mm-hmm.
And was that a good experience for you?
It was great. It was a little scary like this, but it turned out fine. It was great to see you and to meet Dennis. So it all turned out positive on my end.
I think it turned out positive and good. And, my producer said you were one of her favorite interviews.
That's so sweet.
It is sweet. I know. I have to ask him who the other ones were. Doesn't matter. It was all good. So how are you feeling these days now that we're 5 years older? Do you have a different outlook on the world as far as aging and moving forward and even looking back? And I don't know. What do you think?
I think, well,
you feeling the same?
No. I mean, everything in my life has changed since that 5 years ago. I mean, it's so different. I remember talking to you about, if anything happens to my mom, I would give up everything in Wisconsin and move here. Well, that happened.
Right.
I moved here for my mom, and I sold everything in Wisconsin, and it's like a whole new life here.
Yeah.
And it's a great life. And I couldn't have done it if I wasn't single, I don't think. But
Well, sure, that's a whole other element that you'd have to really consider if you're with a
right.
partner, right?
But making new friends and trying different new things at this age is exhilarating. It's really fun. And I think the people I'm meeting down here are great, are wonderful. And it kind of reminds me, and this is kind of weird, but of starting a new high school where
Oh,
nobody knows anybody and they just meet everybody and have all new friends.
well, but high school I thought was, I mean, especially your first year.
Well, I didn't like high school, but I like this.
I hated high school.
Me too.
I did. And so many people like, oh, I loved high school. Well, that's because you were a cheerleader and you were a star football player and you had a gajillion friends. And I felt like a wallflower.
I was a wallflower, and we were wallflowers together.
Well, were we holding up the same wall? I don't know. Well, that's so cool because, and I remember you telling me about, and I remember we went out to a local bar here in Milwaukee, and you were telling me about, I'm going to pack up my car and go hang out with my mom and blah, blah, blah. And then you actually did it, which is, I don't know, that's brave. And then you made, like you say, the decision to just pack everything up, like your whole house and just change your whole life. Who does that? You do. That's so cool.
If I would have thought about it, I don't think I would have
Yeah.
done it. You know, just do it. Just get up and do it.
Right. Because you kind of did it not on a whim, but you didn't think too long and hard about it.
Right. And I didn't think twice about it either. You know, my mom needs me. I'm going to do it. I had nothing in Wisconsin to keep me back, to keep me there. And what the friends that I do have in Wisconsin, they've come to visit me, and it's not like we're not friends anymore. You know, they're
For sure.
you and, you know, other people.
Other people.
It's
Right.
great.
Yeah, I know the other people you're talking about. No, I totally, let me just change this here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's, and I think, is that do you think that's just an age thing, or is that Janelle needed a change thing as far as just making a decision?
Both. But
yeah.
Another thing that happened when I moved here was I had a job. So I was working from here while I was taking care of my mom, and that job ended.
Okay.
So I kind of was forced into early retirement, which kind of was scary, but it's worked out perfect for me. I mean, it's great. I guess I don't really have to work now, so that's a good thing.
A really good thing. I mean, I remember when I came out to visit you, whatever that was, and I remember you were talking to headhunters and looking online for jobs and stuff, and I'm like, do you really have to work? And your life was in a little bit of an upheaval. I think your mom had just died, and you're still living in her condo and all that.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out a whole bunch of stuff. So
I guess I figured it out.
you did figure it out. It's just so, I don't know. You're such a good example of just keep moving forward, because a lot of people just stay stuck, don't you think?
And I would have been in Wisconsin. I would have been stuck.
Right. Are you happy with where you're living, the location in the world?
I think so. I like the weather.
Yeah.
The only thing, and I'm not putting people down, but
Right.
it's very old. People are a little old. It's really hard to meet people my age, except for the ones that I have met.
For the ones that have it. Oh, okay. Okay, we might want to edit that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. But Florida is known for a much older population.
And I don't know if you know this, but when I went to grad school in Miami and Key Biscayne, and I lived there for a year, and I said to myself, I got to get out of here. I hate Florida. I would never, who could ever live here? And I left. I came back to Wisconsin, and now look at me.
That's so, isn't that weird how things change? Well, it's not weird. I guess it's just, that's how it's supposed to go.
I don't know. I think it's weird.
I know some people here that I'm never going to leave Wisconsin, which is fine. Like you said, I'm not knocking anybody. Or even like in the same neighborhoods, it's like, I'm trying to try something new, but look at me. I've been here in this condo for almost 14 years.
I can't, that's amazing. It just doesn't seem that long.
Isn't that strange? But I always feel like, I'll probably talk about this too much, but I always feel like I should move just for a change because I don't mind change. And I want to be somewhere warm as I get into my golden years. Maybe I'm already there. Is this age the golden age? I don't know. But I feel like I should be somewhere warm so I can be outside more and hike more and blah, blah, blah. I just can't seem to make that happen. I guess when taking care of my mom and, getting divorced, taking care of my mom and blah, 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 the film, and it all kind of kept me here. But now really, there's nothing that's really keeping me here.
Well, if you like winter and you like winter activities, then why not stay there? But I'm not sure you like winter activities.
No, you are 100% correct. I do not like
Come on, go skiing, snowshoeing. Come on.
Not going to happen. I mean, I like skiing. I think I'm an okay skier, but that is not my jam at all. I like hiking and swimming, and I'm not a golf fan, but that doesn't matter. But I like I think my quality of life probably would go up a little bit if I was in a warmer climate or even a temperate climate,
Well, my goal was to live in Tennessee. That's where I wanted to retire.
Yeah. Yes.
But I just never made it there.
We talked about going there, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
I think when I interviewed you at your home in Racine or Franksville, whatever it was, Wisconsin, didn't we talk about it then
We might have.
That was one of and meet up there or something.
That was I just wanted to be there because I love mountains.
Right.
And I don't need huge mountains because it's too cold, but those mountains seem like mountains I wanted.
Is Tennessee where the Ozarks are?
Over near Knoxville. I don't think it's the Ozarks.
I don't think it is either.
Smokies.
What?
Smokies.
Oh yeah. Well, let's still plan on when we feel comfortable traveling. Let's go to Tennessee.
Okay, that's one trip that got canceled of mine. I was supposed to meet my family in Nashville in March.
Oh, crap. Oh.
So that would have been fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you talk to your family a lot?
Yes, Zoom.
Zoom. Don't you get tired of existing behind screens though now?
Not really. Not yet.
Not yet. I'm getting close. I mean, this is lovely because I can put my podcast out and I can talk to family and friends, but it just seems there's nothing like human contact for sure.
True.
Yeah. So what else? I'm so glad that with the aging thing that your life is so changed and different. And do you see any other changes as you move forward? Are you going to stay in Florida forever? I mean, are there other things you want to, of course, not everything's kind of weird. So it's hard to,
it is hard to
gauge
about. Yeah. I don't know if I'll stay in Florida. Maybe I'll move to Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But mark that down 5 years from now.
Well, the podcast is on episode number 422.
Turning 70.
The 70 Project.
Yeah.
Only 5 years away for me.
I know.
4.5. My brother lives in Texas now.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's been there, I don't know, probably since this all started. Well, maybe a little before, 4 or 5 months.
Oh, that's short. Where does he live?
I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. It's an unknown weird name. But his fiance has a son there who's married, and they have a couple kids, grandkids. So they wanted to be nearer the grandkids. So which is kind of nice. So that's the first place I'm going to go visit when this is all lifted.
Well, you'll have to let me know where it is, because if it's in Dallas.
I don't think it's in Dallas. It's in, I want to say like Pleasant, but that's not right. It's like Pleasantville or something. I don't think that's it. It begins with a K. Anyway, the audience probably doesn't care.
Yeah.
But I think that's, yeah, so he made that move. He just like, I mean, he made it happen. They made it happen really quickly because she was always traveling and to go see the grandkids. So they thought, well, let's just move there. So that's a big move for him.
Yeah,
But,
a whole other state. Well,
uh,
he lived
he lived in
far
Green
away
Bay.
before.
He lived in Green Bay.
No, before that.
He's lived in a few places. He's lived in Cincinnati, Ohio for a
He
job.
lived on one of the coasts.
Oh, he lived, yeah. I don't know. Again, the audience probably isn't.
No.
But, you know, he's older. He's a couple years older than me. And so he made that decision to move. And, you know, I don't know. I think they're doing well, though. So I need to go visit him. I need to go visit my sister who lives in Florida. And then when I'm in Florida, I'll come and visit you.
Of course.
Of course. I don't know what else I want to say here.
Well,
Please.
I was listening to the last with Al when you were
Yes.
talking to Al,
Uh-huh.
and you guys were talking about wills and all that stuff.
Right.
I'll have to say that I don't have any of those plans in order at all, which is
Get on
really
it.
scary. I know. So that's one thing that's in the back of my head that I need to do.
It's just a life, an ugly life task, but this kind of stuff that's happening right now around us kind of makes you think about it because it could all end tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, briefly, it could just all snuff out. And since I talked to Al, have I made that phone call to my guy? No, I have not. Because it's just ugly. But it needs to be done. It just gives you peace of mind. I don't know.
Yes. Somehow I feel like once I do that, I'm gonna die, and that's why I'm putting it off.
Oh, like when some people retire and it's like, oh, I finally retired, and then like 2 months later they die.
Yeah, I have that feeling, and I don't like it.
Wow, but see, then if you had the will, everything would be in order.
I know. I feel bad for my family. They're stuck with this house.
What?
I said, I feel bad for my family. They're stuck with this house.
Well, that's why you need to get that will going, and because otherwise the state gets it or something, and then it's all a big mess, and it takes forever. I guess I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get on that.
Get on it, and then I'll get on it too. What's today? Saturday? Maybe Monday. I'll get on it. Well, you're right. It's just kind of like an icky. I got to call them and say, well, that's just kind of. But you know, we might feel better if we do it.
Probably.
And then I
Yeah.
have a relationship with a organization here, a foundation that I have some money with them. That after I die, the money goes to like charities and stuff. So it gets dispersed for as long as the money lasts. Like if I died next week, the money would go for like 10 years or something. I don't know, depending on how the money is doing. So there's that. So I probably need to check in with her too.
There's a lot of things to think about.
Because we have time to think about it.
I guess that's on our side.
That's on. You're right. It is on our side. Oh my gosh. What was I gonna say? So you're hanging out with your friends, and your friends are your age. Do you think
Yes.
they are? They are. Like Mary's your age.
Mary's a little younger, and I have a couple friends that are a little older, but 60s, mid 60s.
Yeah. It's weird how all of a sudden we're in our mid 60s, isn't it?
I know. I remember when we turned 40 and when we turned 50.
Yeah, that seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
I had a party.
I saw you both of those times.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you saw me was it my 40th at my house in Elm Grove, Wisconsin, everybody.
Yes. Yeah. And 50, I think you were just new in that house.
In this house?
Yes.
I think, yes, because I was about 48 when I got divorced, which has been like 17 years. That's crazy too. Yeah, well, thanks for being at both of those parties.
Well, it wasn't a party. It was just at your house, at your place you live right now, the 50. But yes, the 40. Yeah.
My 50th,
It wasn't on that day. It was like around then. I remember you showing me things that people gave you and
Oh,
showing me your
gotcha.
journal.
Okay. All right. So you were just here just to see me, period. And okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish we could see each other more. I don't
Well,
know.
I haven't been back since August of the year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody. I mean, a lot of trips canceled, and it's just kind of nuts. I feel like, though, do you feel like with this pandemic going on that as far as it's changing how your future looks like as we get older, like it's change your future plans at all? I mean, I'm not whining because there's so many horrible other terrible things going on. So my little problem isn't like a big problem, but
I just hope that I'm not like this forever. Sitting in here all by myself. That would not, that I don't picture that being forever.
no,
I mean,
no. Do you have hope that this is going to end well?
well,
That was a bad, I don't know. I never said that out loud before, that this was end well. It was going to end
no,
well.
I don't want it to end well at all. No.
It's just going to end differently, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, nothing's going to be the same, but it's got to be better. It's got to be. It'll be different, but so I actually did go out last night.
Did you? Where did you go?
There's a new stadium that was built for the Tampa Bay Rays spring training, and they have a nice tiki bar, and it's all open. It's out in the open. Oh, and it's tables are so far apart. When I went there, I was not going to stay if I saw a lot of people or anything, and there weren't a lot of people.
Right.
It was really nice to get out, and I met a couple friends, and we all sat 6 feet apart, and just talked for a couple hours. It was nice. So I guess I do miss it if I'm going out now.
Well, because you feel the safer at home thing. I do feel safer at home, oddly enough. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel like I'm going to get sick or anything, but yeah, you're right. I don't want to live like this. This is not how I want to go out as I get older here. I don't want to, I want to travel and I want to move and I don't know. It's just kind of,
No, yeah, I don't want to stay here and watch movies and do puzzles for the rest of my life.
Right?
By myself.
No, it's like a forced retirement for some people, I guess. Sitting at home, and because they've worked 9 to 5 jobs and they're probably like, oh, this is great, and I get to sit home and do nothing and relax. But for us that are normally active and seeing people and volunteering and golfing and kayaking and all this stuff, it's like, okay, this is getting a little, I'm used to being active, and it's a little challenging in that respect. I mean, again, no disrespect to anybody else going through terrible times, but
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are. It's just, I feel bad for the people who, I have to school their kids, and they have to be with their spouse 24 hours a day, which they're probably not used to.
Yeah, can you imagine? How do you think would you like to, because we talked early in the very beginning, we talked about being lonely versus lonesome. Would you like a partner right now going through this? Or in general?
In general, I think I would like a companion.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But not somebody to live here.
He looks around like, where would they go?
Yeah, exactly.
You can sit over there for a couple hours.
Yeah. No, I miss companionship.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. I go back and forth. But
well, yeah, because like I said it before, I've decided I like myself. So
yeah.
I like spending time with myself. It's fine. Just don't want to do it all the time.
Right. Let's talk about that, liking yourself. What did you discover about yourself that you liked in the last several months? That's so interesting.
Well, I remember in Wisconsin, I couldn't stand being home. I always had to be out, going somewhere, doing something with people. And now that I was stuck here, having to not be able to do that, I just discovered that I can rearrange things around here. I can watch a lot of movies. I can do that stuff. And I can still get out and ride my bike and do things,
Yeah.
that I need to be doing as well.
Wow. That's such an amazing discovery because, yeah, a lot of people don't like themselves. And then when you get older and you're sitting by yourself all the time and it's like, oh, I really don't like myself. How do you function if you don't like yourself? I mean, I have a girlfriend who's like that. She does not like to be home. She's always got to be going to a meeting or a thing, that's her thing. So I don't know.
Well, see, maybe that's being older because I used to be that way. Maybe being in our 60s is making us be that way. It's just turning into that way. I don't know.
Because, well, I don't know. I'm sure there's some people that are our age that don't like themselves, that are super hard on themselves. I don't know. I figure at this point, this is as good as I'm going to get. I mean, how much more improvement can I do?
Exactly.
As my mom, go ahead.
No, you go.
As my mom said many years ago, she says, why do we all have to improve ourselves so much? Why can't we just be happy the way we are? And it's like, it kind of,
wow.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
And she had a good point. I mean, it doesn't hurt to improve yourself. If you know you got something to work on, you should work on it. But it kind of makes sense in a way, doesn't it?
It does.
At some point, and I was listening to some meditation a couple days ago, and they were kind of talking about the same thing. Man, at some point, you have to just kind of just breathe and just be who you are. Just be who you are. It's just like, I mean, seriously, I don't know. You got to like yourself at some point. I don't know.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
Be who you are.
Be who you are. Be who you are. Everybody else is taken. So what were you going to say? Do you remember what you were going to say?
No. That's another thing about age.
What about age? Because this is a podcast about aging.
I know, but I am forgetting things more, and I hate that. I've locked myself out of my house 3 times since I've been here. And the 3rd time I forgot where I hid the key. That's how bad I am. And I don't like that.
Do you think that's a dementia thing? Or do you think
I don't know.
Just,
I'm not gonna ask any doctors, that's for sure. I don't know.
You don't want to know.
No.
You're right. It's like the will thing. I don't want to know. I don't want to go. I used to think I should get all these batteries of tests as I get older to see what's coming and how I should take care of myself. I thought, well, what if they tell me something bad? I don't want to know.
I know.
Then you're going to get sick. That's a weird way to look at it.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I feel like I'm good right now. But yeah, be who you are because, Well, wasn't that wise of her to say that? That's like.
Yeah. But that it does remind me of something. Another way I've changed in the last 5 years or so. I think I was trying to be who people wanted me to be. And I'm not that way anymore. And maybe that's why I like being here, because I'm figuring out who I am. And I'm not going to change for somebody, and I'm not going to like things because somebody else likes them.
Correct.
And that's my whole life I did that, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, and I think the timeline, like you said, in the last 5 years, I think same. When I turned 60-ish, it's like, it was like overnight, I don't really care what people think. I'm not going to try and be, I still have some patterns that I need to work on, but I'm certainly not going to live for anybody else or I'm learning to say no a lot more than I did, and only say yes to things that I just really want to do. Like I said in the movie, I'm not going to jump out of an airplane just because I think somebody thinks I should, or that I got to cross a million. No, that doesn't, some stuff doesn't interest me. So I'm not going to do it just to do it. Just to do, I'm not going to do everything just to do everything. Just to say I did it.
Nope.
Right? And it's so liberating. I feel more comfortable in my own skin, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That's how I feel anyway. I don't need to impress anybody. Go ahead. Look like you're going to say something.
No, I'm listening.
I don't need to impress anybody anymore. I'm not going to be mean to people or not going to disrespect people, but I don't need to. I mean, this is it. This is the real deal, right?
Right. And we wouldn't have said that 10 years ago,
No,
you
no.
know?
What was that all about?
But I mean, that's just
That just youth.
the age thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, what else could it be?
What else could it be? Because when you're younger, you're not, I said this to Al in the podcast last week. It's like, when you're younger, you're certainly not thinking about how you're going to be in 20 years or 30 years. I mean, you're just focused on school and boys and blah, 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 and where you're going to hang out. And I don't know. It's not just.
So do you think of where you're going to be in 10 years or 20 years?
Now, do I?
Yeah, now.
I think a little bit. I think a person always has to think about their future, but I try not to think about it too much because I'm really trying to think I'm getting better at it. I'm not quite there. I'm really trying to live in the moment and just appreciate what I have going on now and just enjoy what's going on right now. I mean, right now it's kind of effed up, but you still have to, it still forces you, though this forces me to be grateful and think about what I do have and what I have had and what I have now. And I mean, that helps a lot. Think about the future. Yeah, not 10 years. No, maybe a couple years. Because how can you not? I mean, because we're at that threshold of the future is kind of looking at us.
It could be 2 days. It could be 20
Correct.
years, you know?
Right. And you think about it. I know we're not supposed to think about it too much. When you're younger, in your 20s, you don't think about it. The future is like, oh, I'm going to get old and die someday. I mean, you just don't. I didn't.
No.
I think now it's a little more relevant.
That's a good word.
Right? You can't help but think about it because that's what we're talking about. I mean, that's what the film is about. I mean, you can't help but think about getting older and aging because we're here. And someone said, well, you're not getting older. I'm like, well, I kind of am. You're not old. Well, I kind of am. I'm not young anymore. There's that. And I get what people are trying to say when they say that, but talk to me when you're 60 or 65. See if you have the same feeling. I'm sure when I'm 70, I'll have a whole other thought process, right? I don't know.
But 70-year-olds now are way different than 70-year-olds or 60-year-olds when we were kids. My
True.
grandma was 60-something when I was born and 80-something when she died, and she looked exactly the same.
Really?
The whole time. And
like a little old lady.
a little old lady, and they're in her 60s. Do we look like little old ladies?
I don't think so. You don't. I don't.
You don't.
No. Well, true. And I remember my grandparents, my dad's parents, they looked the same too. When I was 22, they looked old already. And maybe they were, I don't know how old they were, but they probably were in their 50s.
Yeah.
But they looked like little old, of course, everything was different. The style of clothing was different. Everything was different. And their house was always dark and smoky. That I remember.
Well, I just wonder if we do look like old ladies too, like our nieces and nephews.
I don't know. How old are your nieces and nephews? My nieces and nephews are in their 30s, 40s.
Mine range from 15 to 39.
Do you think 15? Do you think the 15-year-old thinks you look like a little old lady?
I don't know. Probably.
I doubt it. Because you don't. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's what, do you think our age now, 65, is old?
No, but it sure was old when I was 20.
Right.
I mean, there's still a lot of good years ahead that we can hope for.
Right. I've had some non-hopeful days during all this, some dark days, but then I have these really hopeful days, like, I feel good about my life and how I've lived my life, and I'm looking forward to so much more. So that gives me more hope that I can do all the things I want to do. Yeah. And probably will work harder at doing them, making them happen,
Well, yeah, I've had some, not whole days, but maybe, I don't know if it's feeling sorry for myself moments or what it is, but
yeah.
You
Same.
get over it. And then I have had some like, wow, I'm awesome, you know?
I don't think same, right? Because you have to think that way because we're still here and we're still, I don't know, we've created good lives for ourselves and we're smart, intelligent women and we can do this. And I mean, we can, I don't know, we've gotten this far. You know. And again, our thought process is, all this makes you think about, I don't know, it's making me think about where I came from and how I can handle a lot like you. It's like, I'm feeling pretty awesome about how I'm handling all this. And I think I would have been a good pioneer woman. Right? A big,
I don't know.
big across the prairie.
I was just watching Little House on the Prairie. You don't remind me of any of those people.
But I could have done it. Wow. Is Little House on the Prairie like on Netflix or something?
No,
No?
it's on a regular station. That's how pathetic I am sometimes.
Not pathetic. Because we're all going to watch anything right now.
Yeah, true.
No, I don't have any TV, so I can't watch like regular
that's
TV.
right.
Yeah, which is fine. There's plenty of content out there
Yeah.
I could choose from. So a lot of it is pretty garbagey. I watched a documentary about the Bee Gees, and it was the most poorly done documentary I've ever seen. It was all kind of choppy, and the music was too loud when they were talking, and it was just like, then all of a sudden it ended. And I'm like, I looked around, like, who am I talking to? It's like, that's over? It's like, it was just so bad.
Well, and when was it made? Like
in 2011 or something.
Oh, really? Because I watched Yellow Submarine the other day, and it was bad.
Oh, like the original?
Yeah.
Oh. I never liked Yellow Submarine.
Well, I just
It was
watched
there
it because it was there. But you know, the things that they're making now, like the Elton John movie and the Bruce Springsteen, they're like so engaging and incredible, I think.
I didn't watch the Bruce Springsteen, but I went to see Rocket Man. You talking about that?
Yeah.
I saw that when it first came out. I went to the theater and I was just like, I was blown away. It wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, and the Queen movie.
Oh, I didn't think I would like that, but that one, I saw that on a flight somewhere when I was able to fly. And I was crying on that one. That was so, they were so well done.
Right.
So well done.
Compared to whatever they made a long time ago, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some horrible. It's so, I watched, do you remember? And the audience might not care about this, but there was the first reality TV show back in the early 70s called An American Family. And it's like this family in Santa Barbara, California. And they were the Loud family, L-O-U-D, and about the breakup of their family and their marriage and stuff.
No.
And I found it some weird site, but it was only like excerpts from each episode. It was on PBS, and it got so much flack for it because like, oh, the husband is so mean, but that was reality TV back then, and it was like they took all the most horrible parts, which is what they do now.
Yeah.
And it was sort of scripted, but not really. But they had like dial phones and shit. It was hilarious, and the clothes. It was just kind of brought me back in time. Again, it's making you think about where you were and how much better things are now. I mean, seriously, even though we can't see each other, things are so much better. We should feel so lucky that you and I have, and people, all agers watching this, it's like we've seen so much. We've seen so much. I mean, we saw the dawning of the internet, and you know, it's on the cell phones and all that.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I invented it.
Yeah, you did.
Well, we were on the cutting edge, though. We had a nice hand in it. I must say that. I'm proud of all that. But like kids today, growing up only knowing cell phones and computers and you know,
right.
all that. So we have seen a lot of different things come into play here, which is pretty cool, don't you think? I mean, think about it. It's so amazing. We wouldn't be able to be doing this.
Right.
I mean,
You wouldn't have been doing this 2 years ago, though. Well, 3 years ago. I don't know.
I think people, from what I'm hearing, I think people in the workforce that like I should go to offices and stuff. They've been doing Zoom meetings for years, so
Oh,
I didn't know that. How would we know?
yeah. I mean, I didn't know Zoom, not Zoom, other things,
Other
Yeah.
similar products, yeah. Do you miss working?
sometimes, not
Yeah.
less and less, but sometimes, yes.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like you're contributing and stuff. And,
Exactly.
yeah,
I mean, not that I need the money or anything. I mean,
right.
I mean,
That's good. Thankfully, yeah.
yeah, thankfully. I miss, and the work environment, people, I
Right.
like that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like to volunteer. So you're interacting with people and you feel like you're a contributing member of society and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would want to go back to work. I mean, if I had to, I will, obviously, I would. But, you and I are fortunate that we can be retired. And a lot of people our age now, especially with this going on, can't be retired.
Yeah.
That's been pretty grim, I think, for them.
See, and that's one thing that I did. I mean, from the beginning, I knew in my head that I needed to save for retirement. So from my first paycheck on, I saved whatever the highest percentage was, and
Really?
the company would match it. And I mean, that's how I got to be so where I am now. I think, I don't know if kids these days think about that.
So you started saving when you first started working,
Yes.
like back in your late teens or 20s?
Yes.
Wow, good for you. That's so smart. Because yeah, I don't think a lot of people do
No.
have saved or are saving. My niece, who lives in town here in Milwaukee, she's very smart about it. Well, all my nieces and nephews are smart about their money, but she's very good with her money, which is, you have to be. I mean, because stuff like this can happen.
I know. Who would have ever thought?
Who
I
knows?
was lucky that I had like 2 months worth of everything in my house. I mean, as far as, toilet paper and cleaning stuff. I didn't realize that I was a hoarder, but that I had it. Now I'm
Well,
running low, but
yeah, and I don't know if I would consider that hoarding. It's just you're just being,
well, it's not like I was looking like I knew this was going to happen,
Yeah. But there's a difference between that and hoarding though. You're just being conscientious and smart and, I mean, can't hurt to have toilet paper on hand. Would you like to run out? No, who would? Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I have like 20 things of toothpaste that I won't be buying toothpaste for a long time.
Yeah. I only buy one at a time. I can't. And when it gets low, I buy another one. But that's really smart that back in the day, as a young person, you saved money.
I guess my parents taught me that, I mean,
Right. Yeah. I think my whole family's that way. So yeah, our parents were smart with that.
yep,
That's super cool.
we had some good parents.
Didn't we though? Our parents were pretty great, I must say. What was the favorite thing about your parents that you liked?
Oh, I hate to say that. I hate to say ski trips, taking us on ski trips. That's not very nice to say, but yeah.
Why is that not very nice to say? That's, I don't know.
Oh.
You had your family trips. That's cool.
Yeah.
I loved our family trips. We didn't go on that many, but we did a lot of car trips. I don't know why we took car trips, but those were hilarious.
Did you have a station wagon that you all faced each other in the back? And
We had the station wagon with the wood on the side that would grow mushrooms out of it. And we would leave at 3 a.m. to get a head start. Six of us piled in this car. I want the back. And then you sit in the back and you're facing out,
Yeah.
looking at the road, rushing behind you, going away.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there was one trip that we stopped to get something to eat. My dad said, we got to stop and get some food. So we stopped to, whatever. And he left like a Hershey bar on the seat and it all melted in the sun, of course. So that was a mess. But then how in the back of the station wagon, the window rolled up. Or I don't know if it was a door that went like this. But anyway, he shut the back door and all the glass broke. So we had to that delayed the trip. So he was pretty mad about it.
Because of the heat?
No, because he just forgot to put the window down before he shut the door or something. So somehow, my brother he's got a great memory. He could probably correct me on the details. But yeah, the glass broke. So that was just like shattered glass everywhere. So anyway, audience, you probably have some fun stories too. People can probably relate to their fun little family trips when they were young. I don't know. But our parents were pretty cool. I was a little, I think they raised us right. I never went to college. I was never encouraged to go to college, but I don't blame my parents for that. It would have been nice if they would have encouraged me, but I don't feel like I can't be mad at them. They're their parents.
You had your eyes being on a supermodel.
Was that what my eyes were on?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Did I really was that like a big dream of mine?
I don't know. It seemed like it.
Wow. That seems bad. That seems dopey. No, that seems like a dopey aspiration.
Not when you're 20 or 16, whatever.
I went to modeling school.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. Of course, everybody went to modeling school. But, that's how they got the money. Well, I just found out a girl in town here. She went to the same modeling school. I'm like, you did? Probably
really? I didn't have it. No.
I don't know. And it was right down here, downtown Milwaukee, like I could walk there. It's like a bank now. John Robert Powers. Anyway. Well, I didn't think that was so maybe I didn't. Maybe that's why they didn't encourage me to go to college, because I wanted to be a model. You see how well that turned out. The hell. Isn't that weird? Why would I have that? Did you have aspirations when you were younger? Like what you wanted to be?
No.
No?
I did not. I didn't think about the future a lot, except for the savings when I had a job, with my jobs. I didn't think about marriage or children or being the president or any of that stuff.
Being the president.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but then you went to college, but then did you have a dream of going to college? Did you know you always wanted to go to college?
I always knew that was the next step. I never even questioned it.
So when you were in college, did it take you a while, like, oh, now I have to decide what I want to do? That seems like so much pressure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I loved physics in high school, so I was going to major in physics in college.
Oh. Are you a physicist now?
I flunked out of first year physics in college.
So there goes that dream.
Yeah.
That's so, I don't picture you as a physicist. Or that you liked, did I know that you liked physics? That's so weird.
I don't know. It was just my teacher, and just.
Okay.
Yeah.
It interested you, but you sucked at it.
Yep. So, and then that was when computers were starting up, and I started taking those kind of classes, and that.
Jump on that. Yeah.
That's really what I like, because.
Yeah.
I really don't really like hanging around with people. I mean, work-wise. I mean, I know I said before it's fun to be with people, but working, I'd rather just work by myself.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's why I went into computers.
So you can work all by yourself and really immerse yourself in that. But that was smart to get in with the computers, because you said that was what was the thing to do. And that was a long time ago. That was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So.
And nowadays, kids that are 2 know how to log into computers and do anything.
Right, but that's what they are growing up on, because they don't know any different. They don't know what all that stuff, how hard we all worked at we created all that stuff.
Yeah.
For them. Huh? For them. For them to now be addicted to. Oh my gosh. So you were married. I think I know that story. You were married. I was married. Would you ever want to get married again?
No. I'm not sure why I got married in the first. Well, I do know why I got married in the first place, but I just can't see myself being a wife. Nope.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you weren't married for very long, and
1 year.
yeah, you knew it wasn't for you. That's not the other reason. We don't have to go into other reasons, but you know that wasn't for you.
Yeah, and
Um,
I don't regret it, but
yeah, no,
yeah, it's
it's
just not me.
it's not for everybody. And again, I think it's those steps that we think we're supposed to take, like you go to college and you meet a guy and you
Yep,
get
exactly.
kids, you get married and have kids and all of that. And that doesn't necessarily have to be at all. It doesn't have to go that way. That
Yep.
doesn't mean it's the right way. It's a way, but things are so different now. I don't know that I really liked being married, but that's just me. I had a good time. I like being a wife and a partner and all that. We had a good time until we didn't. No.
I wasn't very good at it, and I don't think I would be now. So
Yeah, and that's fine.
that's why a companion would be nice. Just somebody to hang out with when you want to do something.
Right, and so maybe somebody to travel with, and just I don't know, because I certainly, like I can certainly do things on my own. I got that nailed.
Yep.
I don't need any. I'm independent. I got confidence, and I can do all these cool things. But that doesn't mean that I always want to do them alone. I mean, being single has its definite perks, right? It does. But yeah, just somebody to have common interests and do things with, right? It's just
Exactly.
have a conversation with them,
Yep.
But good thing we like ourselves, so it's not like I'm, and maybe I don't know how you are, but I'm not seeking it out like really hard. Like it's not on the top priority to have a mate,
Right. No.
right?
No, but if you know any golfers that are moving to Florida, let me know.
Okay, I'll write that down. You heard that, folks. Janelle lives in Venice, Florida. If you're eligible and cool,
But you have to be a golfer.
and you got to be a golfer. Do they have to be a good golfer or just they really
Nah, halfway decent, average. That'll
halfway
work.
decent golfer? Check her out. You can see her. She's an attractive woman. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's confident. And she likes herself these days, so that's a plus.
And Tracy is a comedian.
The comedian. Well, no, because who wants to be with anybody, male or female, that's all down on themselves and all, That's not attractive to me. Is that attractive to you? That's all like.
No, but I think in my life I've been that way.
Oh, for sure, same. Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. And yeah. But I think sometimes men don't, and you can certainly chime in here. I think men don't like strong women.
I thought that my whole life.
Did you?
Yes,
You're so wise. Why did you think that your whole life?
because I think guys are afraid of me. I don't know why.
Why would they be? I don't know.
Because I don't know. I'm not submissive, and I'm not gonna say, yes, dear, I'm not that way. I can't be.
You can't be a little wilting flower like, oh,
No.
help me. I don't mind help now and then. I'm not, but see, the difference is I'm not afraid to ask for help if I need help. I'll try it on my own. If I can't fix it, I'll certainly ask for help, but I'm not going to be like every single thing is like, oh no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Who does that? That's silly. I think once in a while it might work, like if you have a flat tire or a ticket, like, oh, officer.
Hey, we learned how to change flat tires when we were in driving school.
You did? I don't remember. Really?
Really? Oh yeah.
Can you still change a tire?
No, I wouldn't try. I have AAA for that.
There you go. That's why AAA exists. I don't know. Everybody has a much better memory than me. I don't remember the changing the tire bit in learning how to drive class. Really?
Yeah.
Oh. It doesn't matter right now because I don't care. I mean, I
You don't have to.
don't have to. I did have a dead battery during this pandemic though.
Oh, no, because you didn't use your car?
Because I didn't use my car for like 3 weeks. And I was going to go somewhere, I was like feeling in a good mood, going to run a couple errands. And then the battery, it's like, it went like once, and then that's it. So I quickly drove it out to my guy, and I put in a new battery, no charge.
You mean it made it? You could still start?
Well, AAA came out and started it.
Oh,
He
okay.
said, I can put a new battery in right now, but he said, if you turn it off, there's a 50-50 chance. If I don't put the new battery in, there's a 50-50 chance it might not start again if you turn it off. So I called my guy and they said, yeah, you don't have to make an appointment, come in, we have them in stock. And so I left it running and I, put a hat on and went over there. And they did it like in 20 minutes. So, and it was still under warranty, which is good. So anyway, that was a little, but for a second there, I was freaking out, like, what do I do? Like the little cringing, wilty woman, like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, no, use your head. And I texted my neighbor and she kind of helped me with that because she's a cool, smart woman as well. Anyway.
Is the lady that buys you groceries?
No,
Oh.
no, my girlfriend next door, Karen, she has, her friend is the woman that buys us groceries. So no, I texted Karen and she helped me figure out the car thing. So anyway, see, women can figure this out. I didn't change the battery myself, but.
Yeah, but you know how to get it done.
I know how to get it done. I know how to get a lot of stuff done. Again, Is it a woman thing or is it we're aging well that we can confident, smart women?
Yeah.
Right?
We don't have to know how to do a lot of things. We just have to know how to get them done, to figure out who can help us.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people out there willing to help us. Don't have to be the little, I don't know. I mean, trust me, I still have some things to work on, but even at this age, which is a little disappointing, but I don't know. So what's next for you?
Wow. I have no plans.
No plans. What are you doing today?
Having our girls' social at my friend's house.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's on Saturdays usually.
Cool. Is Mary going to be there? Say hi to Mary.
Yes, it's at Mary's house. I will say hi.
Please do. And,
what are you going to do?
I'm going to go visit my friend Sue. She lives in Fox Point, and we're going to do some social distancing in her backyard. She has a beautiful backyard. So she texted me last night saying, come over, I miss seeing your face. And, so I'm going to go do that. She was in my film too.
Yep. Yeah, because I'm not nervous about stuff like that. Especially we've all been doing the same thing, staying in. And
yeah, right.
So.
Yeah, and I was freaking out a little bit and just not. But I think I just have to get out there and bite the bullet and just do it.
Yep. Got to do it.
Got to do it. And it's a beautiful day, so it's like a beautiful sunny day here.
That's good.
Yeah. Any other words of wisdom on this aging thing?
Go with the flow.
I like it.
Just
That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Right?
You can't, don't worry about things you can't do anything about,
Right. Yeah. Be who you are. Be happy that we should be happy we are this age.
True.
I mean, I think it's a pretty good age. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like back when I first started making this film back in 2015, I felt a lot worse about getting older than I do now. I felt all nervous and weird. And now, I mean, you think about it, but I don't feel all doom and gloom like I did back then.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. So I'm happy about that. I think, like you said, because I'm more comfortable with myself and I've accomplished some things and made a film and blah, blah, blah. So it's like you say, it's all up here kind of mind over matter because we can't control a lot of stuff. So why bother?
Yeah. And that really bothers me when people worry about things that they can't do anything about. I mean, they're ruining their own health.
Right.
I mean, you just can't worry about things that you have no control over.
Right. I know back when I was in my 20s and even in my 30s, maybe even 40s, I don't know. It's pretty sad. I worried about so much and how other people are living. And it's like, oh my God, why would they do that? It's like, why would I even care? It's like, I don't know. I should have been thinking more about myself and keeping my own life in order. But man, I don't. Everybody's got to live their life their own way and knock yourself out, right?
There you go.
I want to say thank you to Janel. She was a great guest, and it was so awesome to see you and talk with you.
Thank you, Tracy. It was great.
I appreciate you taking the time.
I miss you.
I miss you too. Yeah, when this all lifts, I'll come that way and we'll hang out or something. We'll figure it out. Thanks so much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Give my best to your family.
And you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks everybody for tuning in to the 60 Project podcast, which is a companion piece to my first and last film, the documentary I made 5 years ago. Thanks to my editor, Kristen, for doing a great job on this. And we've got some exciting news. My film will be going on a digital tour, which is very exciting. And we're going to several theaters will be hosting us. And there might be some Q&As. So June 12th is the date we're looking at. So stay tuned. I hope you all will take part in that. And thanks again for watching, everybody. Peace, love, compassion. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.